Good evening and welcome to another video on All Hail the Ale. It's Friday night, which means it's alcohol-free beer night. And we've got a special one tonight. It is from Mash Gang and Alpha Delta. It is this one. It is High Definition. And High Definition is, by its own definition, a New York State Sour Pale Ale. And it says on the side of the can that it features Talus Mandarina Bavaria hops and some vanilla for a little bit of an adjunct. And it also says we met Alpha Delta at Hop City and mayhem ensued. Both companies are on a chaotic, unpredictable path, making challenging beers at the opposite ends of the ABV spectrum. Highly inspired by the New York State Sour Pale Ales, we wanted a hazy, heavily hopped, juicy yet sour ale. Talus and Mandarina Bavaria brings big orange vibes. Vanilla smooths it off. Liquid sherbet? Kinda. And yeah. That is the description, and you cannot get past just how amazing this can artwork is. I mean, look at that. You know, you've got beautiful fonts, and then you've got the lovely gold fencing, and behind that you've obviously got like the shop fronts and whatnot. I assume it's shop fronts. That kind of industrial vibe behind the can. It looks amazing. Arguably one of my favourite cans with modern style artwork on it. But we don't really worry about the artwork so much, more about what's inside. And yeah, let's get it out and into a glass and see what we think. Big hopes for this one. Big hopes. So as always, we're going to pour into my AF Beer Club glass. The pour is hazy, pale. It's got that lovely kind of milky vibe going on, a bit like the old Day Tripper and the Yeah Nah Yeah. The Aussie Mash Gang beer. It's got that vibe going on. It looks good. You know, it's got that thing going on. It's got a white head, not massively tight or compact, but then again, not many alcohol-free beers are. But it's hazy for days. I mean, I'm holding it up to my my light there, and I've got just light coming through the bottom. Nothing more. Looks good. Let's have a whiff. Big citrus notes. Huge citrus notes. You've got clearly orange, but there is some lemon coming through as well. You've got almost like some beautiful tropical notes, a little bit of papaya, little hints of mango, but overridingly citrus, which is nice. So it looks good. It smells really tasty. Does it taste good? Let's find out. Cheers. That's nice. That is nice. You've got light to medium body. You've got good carbonation. It's on the heavier side of carbonation, but it works. You've got hops for days. There's no getting away from that. It is a hoppy beer, and it promised it would be. Your flavours are quite clearly citrus inspired. The orange is absolutely there, but the lemon is there as well. The vanilla is subtle, but it brings balance to the flavour. And there is just that slight tanginess going on. It's nice. There is a lot to love about this beer. The back end, you've got that slight dry earthiness. I'm enjoying that a lot. It's complex. It is complex. It's delicious. There's a subtle bitterness. It's not huge in any way, shape or form, but it's enough to please someone who really enjoys a bitter beer like me. And once all that orange fades away and the lemon kind of fizzles into the past, you get a nice, subtle, general tropical flavour. That is super refreshing, super nice. I like that a lot. The back end is where you get just that hint of tanginess. So nice. I'm going to go stick some more in the fridge in a minute. Yeah. So let me give it some points before I drink the rest of it. I've got nothing to photograph, fresh for the old Instagram and whatnot. So this beer is that new. It only landed on doorsteps within the last 24 hours. That it has had 0 check-ins and 0 points as an average score on Untapped. That's how new it is. I shall be the first one to stick it on there today. And so we're going to give it some points myself. I'm just going to call it HD on the board just for fun, because I haven't given it anything. We've got the usual 5 pillars of judgment: the looks, the aroma, the body, the taste, and the finish. The value for money, the buy it again, and of course the bonus point are in play for high definition from Mash Gang and Alpha Delta. So let's just top it off and we'll give it some points for the looks. I like how this beer looks. It's a lot paler than a beer that I would normally enjoy, but as all other Mash Gang offerings have shown me, colour doesn't necessarily mean everything. And as I've said on many reviews before, colour to me inspires confidence in a beer. This one is, like I say, light. It's kind of hazy. You've got a nice sort of light, aerated white head on it. It looks great for the style. Would I change it? No, because then it just wouldn't have that Mash Gang vibe about it, so I'm going to give it the full point. The aroma is beautiful. It is citrus based. There's no getting away from that. Sharp orange, a little bit of zesty lemon, beautiful tropical notes, and subtle vanilla in the back end of that nose, just to sort of level everything out. Excuse me, and bring a little bit of balance to the whole thing, and keep it from being right up there in the stratosphere. It smells lovely. It's a tropical, refreshing aroma. I like it a lot. It's strong. It's going to get a full point from me. The body works really well. Normally I prefer them on the medium-heavy side, but this one is light to medium. But the carbonation combined with that body and the flavour profile, and this is key, they have to work together. It really does work well. If this was too heavy, it wouldn't be quite so enjoyable. It's light, refreshing body. It works perfectly for the style. It's going to get a full point from me. And the flavour is clearly why I drink the beer. You know, I drink beer because it tastes nice. Otherwise, I'd be out there drinking things like Caliber or Foster's. And we don't do that on this channel. Or indeed in this house. It's a banned thing. You want a beer to taste good. And this does. You know, it's got that Mash Gang vibe. It's got those slightly out there flavours combined with regular flavours that you know and enjoy. It's like the orange, the lemon, the general tropical flavours with a little bit of vanilla. But this has got that earthiness behind it that kind of backs it up and gives it that kind of nice, really well-rounded flavour profile. And off the back of that, like I say, you get that slight, almost passion fruit-like vibe when that tanginess kicks in. It's a beautiful tasting beer. Does it get a full point? You know it does. You know it does. There's very little from Mash Gang that doesn't, because it just tastes so damn good. And finally, the finish. It's a pale ale of sorts with a slightly sour vibe to it. And I like them hoppy. I like them slightly bitter, and I like them to be long. This is hoppy. It is slightly bitter. You know, if it was a big IPA, that's where I'd want more bitterness. But this is just about the right level of bitterness to keep me happy. And like I say, that earthy vibe that comes in afterwards is almost like a savoury earthy edge to it. It's really, really pleasant. And like I say, that ever so subtle tang on the back of you feel it there at the back of your jawbone. It's so subtle, you blink and you'd miss it. But it works and just adds that little extra layer of something special to higher definition. So yeah, it gets a full point on the finish from me. And so there we come to it. Value for money. Well, I think these were $37.99 for a pack of 12. Do I think it represents good value for money? Yeah, I think it does. Like I say, 12 cans of decent, tasty beer that, you know, heart and soul and love and joy has gone into making the beer. And that shows quite clearly. And for that reason, it does get value for money. Would I buy it again? Well, I've bought 12 cans, which, like I say, when you're buying a beer that's untasted, it's always a bit of a gamble. Would I buy another 12? I would actually, yeah. You know, Mash Gang have yet to let me down, and I don't think it will happen. Bonus points. Is it that good? I invented the bonus point on my scoreboard because of a Mash Gang beer, and that was a Natural History. And that absolutely deserved the bonus point. Like I say, I had to put it in after that. This beer deserves it. Because again, it's familiar but different. They've pushed the boundaries of what is good alcohol-free beer, and they've taken it well beyond that line and just improving it as every beer comes out. So yeah, it gets a bonus point from me. So there we have it. The high definition from Mash Gang and Alpha Delta gets a full 5 out of 5 with all 3 extra points awarded as well. So I shall stick that on to Untapped in a little bit. But in the meantime, I'm just going to say that has been an amazing beer. I've been Nick. Those down there are the buttons. You know exactly what to do with them by now. You've got the like, comment, dislike, and subscribe. Choose any combination as you wish. And if you're lucky enough to find this still on the Mash Gang website, grab yourself a case of 12 now before I grab them all. And on that note, I'll see you again soon for another one.